I'd like to welcome you for today's meeting, May 1st, 2024. I'd like to call this meeting to order. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the State Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Department of Education, Secretary of State's office, and notice has been given to the State House Press Corps, the Governor's Office, and the State Board Agenda subscribers. And as a quorum is present, this meeting will now come to order. May I please have a motion? Thank you, Dr. Butcher. May I please have a second?
Second.
Thank you very much, Board Member Bennett. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The meeting comes to order. Now I'd like us to please adjourn to executive session. So whereas, in order to protect the personal privacy and to avoid situations wherein the public interest might be disturbed, the Open Public Meetings Act permits public bodies to exclude the public from that portion of the meeting at which certain matters are discussed. Now, therefore be it resolved that consistent with the provisions of NJSA 10:4-12B, the State Board of Education will now adjourn to executive session to discuss personnel and legal matters. May I please have a motion? Thank you, Dr. Butcher. May I please have a second? Thank you very much, Board Member Pena. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. We will be back at 10 a.m. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. We're very pleased to have you in person and for those who are remote. I'd like to reconvene and resume to the public portion of our meeting, please. Whereas, consistent with the provision of NJSA 10:4-12B, the State Board of Education will now adjourn from executive session to resume the open session portion of this meeting. May I please have a motion? Thank you, Dr. Butcher. May I please have a second?
Second.
Thank you. I'm not sure who said it. I saw Mary Berry, so I'm going to go with that. Thank you so much. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. May I please ask Board Member Bennett if she would be so kind as to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
With liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The state board meetings are accessible to the public for viewing on the YouTube channel. I would like to advise you that YouTube provides readily accessible language translation options for the closed captioning. If you are viewing this simulcast currently, you can use the settings option in YouTube for information about subtitles, automatic translations, and closed captioning in multiple languages. Now, I would like to please ask for an approval of the minutes from our April 3rd, 2024 meeting. Thank you very much. May I please have a second? Thank you very much, Dr. Johnson. We will need Arcilio and Mary Beth Berry to please abstain from accepting the minutes. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Thank you. Okay. For the month of May, the State Board will receive open topic public testimony in addition to testimony on the proposed amendments to Chapter 12, Interdistrict Public School Choice. State Board members Ronald Butcher, Ned Johnson, Jeanette Pena, Mary Beth Berry, and I are scheduled to hear testimony today. For the month of June, the State Board will receive public testimony on the proposed amendments to Chapter 5, regulatory equivalency and waiver on Chapter 23A, fiscal accountability, efficiency, and budgeting procedures of Chapters 16 through 22. Excuse me. Okay, thank you. So our student representative is running a little behind, so we will go forward from that report. And next, I'd like to please ask our I'd like to go over a resolution of physical fitness in our sports month to be read by Mary Beth Berry. The resolution into the record, but before the resolution is read, I'd like to tell you that we recognize May as our Physical Fitness and Sports Month. I'm honored to ask the State Board to consider this very important resolution and acknowledge it. And may I please have a motion? Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Board Member Pena. And Mary Beth, would you please proceed? Thank you.
Resolution in recognition of Physical Education, Fitness, and Sports Month in New Jersey. Whereas childhood obesity has reached epidemic proportions in the United States, and whereas today's childhood obesity rates are putting our children on course to be the first generation in this country to live shorter and less healthy lives than their parents. And whereas children spend many of their waking hours on their devices or at school, and therefore need to be active during the school day to meet the recommendations of the physical activity guidelines for Americans. And whereas the United States Department of Health and Human Services recommends that young people aged 6 to 17 years participate in at least 60 minutes of physical activity daily. And whereas NJSA 18A:35(7) and 8 require all students in grades 1 to 12 to participate in at least 2.5 hours per week in health, safety, and physical education. And whereas research shows that physically active children are more likely to thrive academically and to have improved behavior in school, and whereas research shows that regular physical activity in childhood and adolescence improves strength and endurance, help build healthy bones and muscles, helps control weight, reduces depression, anxiety and stress, increases self-esteem, increases academic performance, improves behavior, leads to better school attendance, and may improve blood pressure and cholesterol levels. And whereas schools can promote physical activity through comprehensive school physical activity programs, including recess, classroom-based physical activity, intramural physical activity clubs, interscholastic sports, and physical education. And whereas participation in sports teams and physical activity clubs can improve grade point average, school attachment, educational aspirations, and the likelihood of graduation. And whereas higher physical fitness levels are associated with better school attendance rates and fewer disciplinary incidents involving drug, alcohol, violence, or truancy. And whereas the New Jersey State Board of Education strongly supports efforts to increase physical education, physical activity, and participation in youth sports, recognizes the month of May as National Physical Education and Sports Month. Now therefore it be resolved that the New Jersey State Board of Education and Acting Commissioner of Education acknowledge the week of May 1st to 7th, 2024 as National Physical Education and Sports Week, and recognizes National Physical Fitness and Sports Month and the central role of physical education and sports in creating a healthy lifestyle for all children in the state of New Jersey.
Thank you very much, Board Member Berry. Is there any discussion? It's so important for students to have physical exercise. It really helps them in every way be able to go back and concentrate after, but it also provides a sense of each other's community, I'm sure, to work together and to have a little bit of fun while they're doing it. So I think it's a wonderful thing. We do have with us Mr. Bruce Paragallo, who's the president of the New Jersey Association of Health. And after the vote, we'll please come up. In the meantime, may I please have a second? Thank you. I believe Dr. Butcher was first. Thank you very much. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Thank you.
Aye.
Any opposed, please signify by saying nay. Any abstentions? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. I don't know, Commissioner Damer, if you'd like to say any comments first.
So I just wanted to add one thing, and I think the resolutions goes through a lot of this in more detail, but at each grade level, we know that this has a significant impact on students. And it could be just physical activity during the day, getting out and getting a little break from the classroom, but also as you alluded to, the cooperative. But also the cooperative aspects and what what kids learn in working together as part of a team is invaluable. And so I think that this resolution is something that we should really reflect on, particularly at each grade level and how that differs. So we think a lot about high school sports and kind of the popularity of those, but those sports and what students learn, it happens first at the very early grades. So I just wanted to remind everyone of that.
And
Thanks.
the importance of it. Thank you. Sir, thank you. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes. On behalf of New Jersey AFERD and on behalf of our many health and physical education teachers in the state of New Jersey, I want to thank the State Board of Education for the resolution as well as our acting commissioner. I believe that the resolution speaks to what we do in our schools. And I want to thank all of you for the support that you give to physical education, that we continue to support physical education and also health education in our schools. Thank you again. It's greatly appreciated.
Thank you. And now I have the pleasure of introducing our student representative to the board, Miss Nilly Gosh. She's a junior at West Windsor Plainsboro High School North, which is in Mercer County. And Nilly is accompanied by her advisor today, I believe, Christine Newberry. Christine, if you'll stand up, please. Thank you. Welcome. And I understand that you have some remarks to share with us, and we're very glad to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, President O.
Do you like this one? This works.
Thank you, President Goldenberg.
So soft.
It's okay. Right here. Is this good? All right. Check. Okay. Perfect. All right. Thank you, President Goldenberg, and good morning, everyone. As we enter May, the school year is quickly coming to a close. With that comes an array of celebrations. On April 13th, sure.
So here you are. This works.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Check. Check. Oh my God. Check 1, 2. Are you do? Sure. Check, check. Okay, okay. Let's try. Thank you, President Goldenberg, and good morning, everyone. So as we enter May, the school year is quickly coming to a close, and with that comes an array of celebrations. On April 13th, my student council hosted our annual Tonight Show, where our seniors demonstrated their skills in a talent show. Acts consisted of singing, dancing, playing music, magic, and comedy. At the show, this year's winning act, chosen by a vote of the audience, was a band consisting of 2 guitarists and vocalists, a drummer, and a saxophonist. Our student council uses this event to raise money for the state charity. This year, all profits amounting to a total sum of $1,250 will be donated to the Hugs for Brady Foundation. After the Tonight Show wrapped up, our Student Council Executive Board quickly began preparations for Student Council elections for the upcoming school year, as well as planning the specifics of North Day, which is a field day event, as is typical in most elementary schools, designed for high schoolers. As mentioned in my previous report, my hope is that this event will allow students to relax at the end of the school year and after AP exam season, as well as foster school pride and improve our school culture. Additionally, on April 19th, our school held junior prom, planned and organized by our junior class council. This event took place at Forest Gate Country Club, and the theme was Night in an Enchanted Garden. The Senior Class Council is currently in the process of planning their prom, set to take place on June 14th. The Senior Class Council is also planning other year-end events such as Senior Sunset, graduation practice with ice cream available, and a class-wide movie night in the auditorium or outdoors. The Junior Class Council is also planning to host a movie night for their class as well. For both grades, the movie night event will have no entry fee, though food concessions will be available for sale. The Sophomore Class Council plans to host a spring chess tournament open to all grades at the end of May. This tournament will serve as a fundraiser with a small entry fee for all players. The Freshman Class Council has many exciting year-end plans, such as a spring sports themed spirit week, where students dress up based on designated themes each day of the week and attend home games to support our sport teams. The Freshman Class Council also hopes to host a badminton tournament and a car wash towards the end of the school year or early next fall to take advantage of the warm weather. The final Student Council event is Senior Farewell, involving the entirety of Student Council. Senior Farewell is one of the most treasured traditions in our Student Council. At the end of every year, Student Council gathers together for a potluck-style event where each graduating senior receives a commemorative letter from a younger peer with whom they share a meaningful bond. This event is bittersweet and truly one of the most wholesome of all. Finally, I'm very excited to personally introduce you to my successor, Anna Paskowitz. I had the opportunity to speak to her a little more last month. So today I wanted to keep things brief. Anna attends Palmyra High School and is a fellow junior, and Anna is here in the audience today. Anna, please stand to be recognized. Hi. She's here today to observe, and her term will begin in July. And I'm very, very excited to see all that she will do in this role. And um, I'm so grateful to provide her with any guidance and support that she needs. Anna, best of luck. You'll do amazing things. Thank you.
Thank you. such an exciting time for students at the end of the year, wrapping up course studies and all of the other things that you must be quite busy with. So we appreciate all that you're doing. Continue and go back to the commissioners' reports, if that's all right. We'll go ahead with,
President, just on president's reports.
I beg your pardon. Now, once I get out of order.
Mhm.
Sorry. Gotcha. Thank you. All right. So I do have more to speak to you about before we transition. And that would be that we have a selection of the State Board of Education Nominating Committee. And I have asked State Board members Mary Beth Berry to serve as chairperson, and Arcelio Aponte and Elaine Bobrove to serve on the committee with her. They will begin the nominating, presenting the slate of officers at our June meeting. They'll begin talking to the board members. And in accordance with our bylaws, the election for the state board leadership will be held after June 30th. Also, we have the state board annual calendar announcement. It is in all of our packets, the dates for 2024 through 2025. I'm sure you've had a chance to look at it. Please share your thoughts. If there are any conflicting dates that you already know about. And now it's off.
Just speak a little closer to it.
Thank you. And let us know if any of the dates don't work, but we will vote on these calendar dates June 5th, 2024, about our monthly public meeting dates. And we did have a state board committee meeting from the policy committee, and our chairperson, Elaine Bobrove, is remote with us today, and she will provide the report to us. Thank you.
The state board meeting. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Thank you.
Yes.
I've been going through computer problems. That's what's going on. State board members in attendance via Microsoft Teams were Kathy Goldenberg ex officio, Joe Ricca, Mary Beth Berry, Mary Bennett, and myself, who was the chair. The department staff in attendance via teleconference were Kevin Damer, Laura Console, Chris Huber, Jesse Young, Diane Schoner, Beth Auerswald, and Stephanie Russo. The policy committee met on April 24th, 2024, to discuss the readoption with amendments of this chapter. As we began to look at this chapter, Diane Schoner clarified what this chapter concerns. This chapter lives in the state board office and grants the commissioner the authority to provide some flexibility to regulations, except the certification rules, which are chapter 9, and special education rules in chapter 14. This chapter is very technical in nature, and the amendments are not big policy changes. Since the proposal is on today's agenda at first discussion, it will be discussed more explicitly as the meeting progresses. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And now we'll move forward with our acting commissioner, Kevin Damer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a really exciting agenda item that we have, and it's timely. As many of you know, next week is National Teacher Appreciation Week. So it's fitting that we're honoring 3 outstanding teachers today. The 3 teachers were named Milken National Educators by the Milken Family Foundation. The Milken Family Foundation developed this award program in 1987 to provide public recognition and unrestricted financial awards of $25,000 each to honor outstanding educators. Since then, the Milken Family Foundation has awarded nearly $75 million to close to 3,000 distinguished educators across the country. Milken National Educator Award recipients are exceptional educators, evidenced by effective instructional practices and student learning results. Educators selected for this award have exemplary educational accomplishments beyond the classroom that provide models of excellence for the profession. Additionally, they have established themselves as individuals with an engaging and inspiring presence that motivates and impacts their students, colleagues, and communities. This past October, the Department of Education had the pleasure to surprise these exemplary New Jersey teachers with the Milken Awards of $25,000. Now let's play a video and get a glimpse of these exciting notifications.
Just as important as things like reading, science, and math, school teaches you the social skills that you will need in life. School teaches you how to interact with others socially, academically, and emotionally, and it teaches you important things like teamwork.
We must equip New Jersey students to be critical thinkers who can compete in the global marketplace. It has been made clear that Cinemaston High School is doing a stellar job in ensuring that.
And not just achieve your goals, but surpass those goals. And based on what I've seen here today, I'm confident every single one of you will indeed do so. I'm gonna ask you all to show some love for all our teachers, paraprofessionals, principals, superintendents, etc. Students, let's give your staff a round of applause.
At the Milken Foundation, we believe educators have the most important job in our country because they have the responsibility of preparing all of you for a bright future. We don't think educators get thanked very often and get recognition. That's why over 35 years ago, a man named Lowell Milken created a program to honor outstanding educators. The program is called the Milken Educator Award. This school year, we're going to be going all over the country presenting Milken Awards to outstanding educators. And one of the best teachers in the entire country is here. Here in your school. Do you want to know who it is? Taylor Trost! Virginia Fasulo!
It's awesome to be here and to be here with all you guys, and wouldn't trade it for the world. So I do what I do because of you.
When I was in high school, I really loved my high school math teacher, and that's when I knew, I want to be able to make math accessible to kids in a stress-free environment, and so that's what I kind of aim for.
We welcome you into our national network of excellence, and we want to thank you for choosing education for your career. Congratulations.
I think that there is no better profession to make an impact. Kids are our future, and so being able to mold their minds and create a better life for ourselves when they're 25 and 35 and 40 and running this world and making all of the big decisions, to have a hand in that is so incredible.
The pre-med program here at Lodi has been a special project of mine for the last 10 years, and I'm so proud of the program. I'm so proud of everything that we've done here and everything that we have to offer our students. And I'm just so happy. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
So I think we can all appreciate that that video is probably the best thing that we're going to see all week, especially. And I'm so happy that they make it a surprise because that makes it all the more enjoyable. So congratulations to each of you. I'm thrilled that they're able to join us here today. And with that, I want to turn it over to Jordan Schiff to take over the rest of the program.
Thank you, Acting Commissioner Damer. I am privileged to be here today to honor these three outstanding Milken National Educator recipients. These awards allow us to bring attention to a few of New Jersey's unsung classroom heroes, serving as validation, motivation, and inspiration to current and future educators. Today's tribute about saying to our recipients that we recognize you, we value you, and we thank you. We also want to express our gratitude to the administrators of our Milken recipients who are here with us today, who put together these surprise assemblies. Their hard work and dedication in keeping the secret, organizing a wonderful assembly, and supporting these educators is truly appreciated. Let's give them a big round of applause. Next, I would like to recognize our Milken program partners for their dedication to the program. I will be reading the entire list, and if any of you are attending this meeting in person, I ask that you please stand and remain standing to be recognized once I call your name. Vincent DeLucia, Educator Specialist at the New Jersey School Boards Association. Colleen Eskow, Senior Director of Public Policy at the New Jersey Children's Foundation. Catherine Malone, Chief Development Officer at Junior Achievement USA. Robert O'Donnell, 8th grade science teacher at the Krista McAuliffe School in Jersey City, and a 2013 Milken National Educator. Mary Reese, Director of Special Projects at the New Jersey Principals and Supervisors Association. Patel Robertson, Secretary Treasurer of the New Jersey Education Association. Sharon Roseborough, President of the New Jersey Parent Teacher Association. And finally, Melanie Schultz, Director of Government Relations at the New Jersey Association for School Administrators. We thank you for your service. Without further ado, it's now time to introduce each of the three Milken National Educator Award recipients. And I will be asking them shortly to come up with their administrative team to accept their award from the State Board President, Kathy Goldenberg, and Acting Commissioner Kevin Damer, and have their picture taken. Today's first Milken recipient is Virginia Fasula. Here's Virginia. Thank you, Virginia. She's a science teacher at Lodi High School with a strong personal interest and background in the medical profession. Virginia first began teaching through the American Cancer Association before moving into teaching in the classroom. Virginia's focuses on strengthening career pathways for her students at Lodi High, with an emphasis on medicine, where she teaches 10th through 12th graders in pre-med survey, dynamics of healthcare, and AP anatomy. Instrumental in creating the pre-med and agricultural curricula, Virginia's students maintain a chicken habitat in an urban setting, which she takes care of during the summers and holidays, and uses it to reinforce the connection between the environment and animals. With a focus on hands-on, student-led and inquiry-based instruction, part of her classroom is set up as a hospital room with mannequins and 3D software to diagnose them, as well as exercise equipment for exercise science. She organizes various field trips for her students and in person and over Zoom to connect them with their potential career paths, including opportunities to observe surgeries, as well as CPR and stop the bleed emergency first aid training. Students report choosing careers in these fields as a result of her influence. Virginia leads Lodi High School's biology and astrophysics clubs, a pre-med club, and a future Health Occupation Students of America chapter, all of which have been seen increased participation since her leadership. She is deeply invested in helping students and her colleagues grow and flourish as she leads department professional development and is active in the development of both curriculum and new teachers. At this time, I would like to call up Virginia to accept her Milken National Educator Award from President Goldenberg and Acting Commissioner Damer, and have her photo taken along with District Superintendent Frank D'Amico and Science Department Chair Thao Hansen. Let's give Virginia and her support team a big round of applause.
You're great.
Our second Milken recipient is Riley Gartland. A mathematics teacher at Cinnaminson High School, Riley creates a safe space for learning while setting high standards for her students, where she teaches Algebra 1, Accelerated Pre-Calculus, and Accelerated Calculus. In the 6 years she has been in education, she has already made great strides by doubling the number of students in her Accelerated Calculus programs. Riley uses real-life applications of mathematics to bring her classroom to life. Students create board games and use current mathematic technologies like Desmos to create art. Riley creates individualized achievement plans for each student by pre-testing to determine their current level and incorporates one-on-one meetings to provide tailored support. These efforts have led to notable achievement growth among her students of all abilities, with many consistently outperforming the county and state. A trusted role model outside of her classes, Riley's classroom is often full of students during lunchtime. She serves as the school's National Honor Society advisor, planning the induction ceremonies and receptions, as well as chaperoning the prom and senior class trips to Disney World. She serves as a freshman class advisor, mentoring students during all 4 years at Cinnaminson High School, planning fundraisers, spirit weeks, and school blood drives. Do these teachers sleep ever? And honestly, Riley's leadership extends beyond her classroom to her collaboration with the math department. She shares her data analysis resources with colleagues and helps develop lessons for students with a focus on finding strong ties to student learning standards and consistency across classes. Active in professional development and commitment to a positive school environment, Riley leads the Sunshine Committee, aimed at improving teacher morale and rewarding colleagues' commitments to the school. Teachers are offered dress down days for participating in school activities with prize-filled scavenger hunts held before and during long breaks. During district professional development, she has been instrumental in training colleagues on new technology and resources, including helping colleagues more seamlessly implement remote instruction during the pandemic. At this time, it's my pleasure to call up Riley Gartland to accept her Milken National Award from President Goldenberg and Acting Commissioner Damer, and have her photo taken with her district superintendent, Stephen Capello, and principal Ryan Gorman. Let's give Riley a big round of applause. Our third and final Milken recipient is Taylor Trost, a 4th grade teacher at Grace Norton Rogers Elementary School in the East Windsor Regional School District. Taylor's classroom is a hub of innovation and inclusivity, reflecting her commitment to ensuring that every child receives a high-quality education. She also teaches an inclusive class that is grounded in project-based learning, songs, and physical activity, which keep her students engaged throughout the school day. Taylor's approach has paid off as her students show consistent academic gains in reading and mathematics as measured by state and district assessments. One memorable lesson involved the creation of a fake campfire in her classroom, complete with a fan and orange paper to inspire students to write and share their own campfire stories as part of the lesson. This was designed in a way to develop students' creative writing and public speaking skills. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Taylor stepped up to help bridge the unexpected technology needs between the school and its families, working with the principal and the technology team to develop a remote learning model, including virtual field trips, which was adopted by the district. One of her classroom's goals for parents is to, quote, maintain open, accessible, and supportive lines of communication, unquote. One of the ways she has achieved this is by developing rubrics for parents to better understand their students' grades and hosting weekly calls to parents to more closely involve them in their children's education. Outside of the classroom, she supervises student teachers, mentors new teachers, and regularly invites peers to observe her classroom. Her innovative teaching methods, positive leadership, and creative approach to education has earned her the respect and trust of students and colleagues alike. Now it's my great honor to call up Taylor Trost to accept the Milken National Educator Award from President Goldenberg and Acting Commissioner Damer, and have a photo alongside her district superintendent, Mark Daniels, and principal, Lori Emerson. Let's give Taylor a big round of applause. Let's give one more big round of applause to all of our Milken awardees. You honor us, and we thank you for your service to the children of the state of New Jersey. Congratulations on an award, very well deserved. Thank you. I'd like to turn it now back over to our president to see if the board has any questions or comments for these awardees. Thank you.
Inspirational teachers to our attention with the administrators who have helped guide them. And it's just inspirational for me. My kids went through public school. I'm just so impressed with everything that you all do every day. So that's, anybody else want to speak up at this time? I believe Board Member Pena. Thank you.
Let's see. So I just wanted to share, I've gone through this process with Milken at my school a few jobs ago. I worked with Rob O'Donnell, so I was kind of hoping I would see him here. But it's so interesting, and I think it's important to note, you're really not nominated for this. This is the Milken family organization going out and just by word of mouth, finding excellence, which is an incredible task and makes it that much more meaningful, I think, because this is what our educators do every day, and really trying to find those excellent, above par, amazing teachers. They go through the process, so congratulations to you all. Very well deserved.
Thank you. Well stated. Anybody else?
I'll just jump in. Congratulations. So I got emotional watching the video. It's really so proud of all of you. So great to be recognized. And I know when you were sitting there, you were probably looking around at other teachers who are amazing people too. It's so great to be recognized for your profession. But today I read the resolution for physical education teachers. There's so many great teachers out there. Keep it up. Keep being that great beacon for others to look up to and say, you know what, I want to be a teacher, because somebody in your classroom is going to say, you know what, that person made an impact on my life. That's something I want to do. So congratulations and thank you for your hard work.
And now continue the rest of our meeting. I will turn it over to our commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And today we're moving on to our appointments agenda item, and we are presenting one candidate for appointment. That's Tom McMahon as the Director of Office of Fiscal Policy and Planning, and he will report to the Assistant Commissioner in the Division of Finance and Business Services. And I'll turn it over to you, Madam President, for discussion.
Opportunity to discuss a bit in executive, and I would ask now that if the board has any more discussion, that we hold that until after a motion is made to accept this position.
So move.
Thank you very much, Dr. Butcher. May I please have a second? Thank you very much. Board Member Bennett, any discussion at this point?
I don't know, he just cleared the room. No, I think this is a wonderful addition, re-addition to the staff. Welcome aboard.
Yeah. We look forward to your contributions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? Hearing none, unanimously, we welcome you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Just a comment, Madam President. You know, it's been a long time. I sat there and saw you sitting there and I'm like, wow, I can't remember. So in jest, I'll piggyback on what Andy said. It's not the first time you've cleared a room, probably won't be the last. Welcome. It's good to see you again.
Certification for school.
Congratulations, Tom. Moving on to certifications. Since the April State Board meeting, the executive county superintendents have finalized 6 NJCUSAC evaluations for school districts. Today, I'm recommending 2 of those for certification. Dr. Irving, Assistant Commissioner for Field Services and Field Support and Services, and Ms. Spates, NJCUSAC Coordinator, are here to present the school districts for certification and address any questions you might have.
Thank you so much, Acting Commissioner. President Goldenberg, President Mullenhill. This is the season in which you all will continue to see a cascade of different districts who will be presented to the state board after our CUSAC season, which is now completing. And so we're delighted to begin to recognize 2 districts in particularly who are scoring above 80% across the board. In Hunterdon County, it's Reddington Township School District. In Somerset County, it is Warren Township School District for your approval today.
Thank you. We have no board members who need to recuse themselves for a conflict of interest. So I would like to please ask for a motion to accept the 2 school districts that were noted. Thank you very much. Board Member Bennett, may I please have a second? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Dr. Butcher, any discussion at this point? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously, so thank you for that.
Steve.
I'll hang out.
Today, I'm presenting for adoption a resolution that provides the list of religious holidays permitting students' absence from school for the 2024-2025 school year. The resolution states that some dates may vary. due to differences in the lunar, Gregorian, and Julian calendars. Once adopted, the list of religious holidays will be distributed to districts and charter schools and will be posted on the department's website. Since the discussion level in March, the department has not received any comments from the public. Dr. Irving, Assistant Commissioner, is joining us again to address any questions you might have.
Thank you, Commissioner. Are there any questions?
Some people from the field approached me about the calendar and they seemed a little confused. They were teachers about if they have to accept all of them. I said it's up to the individual district based on their student body. And so they were thrilled to know about that, but that's the only comment that I heard about it.
You're spot on, President Goldenberg. These are holidays that are given to districts to utilize for students who might observe those respective holidays and be used as excused absences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so we've had this before us for a little bit. May I please have a motion to accept the calendar as presented to us?
So moved.
Thank you very much. Board Member Berry, may I please have a second? Thank you very much, Board Member Pena. Any further discussion at this time from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Moving to Chapter 14, Special Education. Today, I present the adoption level of readoption with amendments for Chapter 14, Special Education. This chapter sets forth the rules for providing programs and services to students with disabilities, assists school districts in providing special educational services, establishes the procedures for how a student enters and exits a special education program, and establishes the procedures for how services are evaluated. This rulemaking addresses the provision of related services for students with disabilities. Minor grammatical changes are being proposed at adoption level. Ms. Ailing, Assistant Commissioner of the Division of Educational Services, is here to present an overview of the rulemaking and address any questions you might have.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, President Goldenberg, Vice President Mulvihill, and members of the board. I'm pleased to be here with you today to discuss our proposed limited amendments to Chapter 14. As the Commissioner stated, this chapter sets forth the rules and regulations for providing students with disabilities a free, appropriate public education as required by the Federal Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, and relevant state law. The department is proposing these limited amendments to ensure that our students continue to receive all of the related services to which they are entitled in accordance with their Individualized Education Program, or IEP. I thought I'd try to get as many acronyms as possible out in the first slide. That might be a record. This slide highlights the biggest changes that are being proposed, including adding a definition for virtual instruction, which aligns with an existing definition, and ensuring that our code aligns with existing state licensing requirements for physical therapists, and in limited circumstances, allowing for virtual related services provided to students with IEPs. I do think it's important to note that our proposals would permit but not require related services be provided. Families are involved in this decision, and the flexibility would be discussed through the IEP team process. We want to ensure that students who are unable to attend school in these limited circumstances continue to progress to meet the goals and objectives in their IEPs and to prevent regression. And that is why we are proposing that virtual related services be allowed in these circumstances. There are some specific technical changes being made, the deletion of a comma, a hyphen, and a phrase. So we wanted to highlight that for you. Those are specific changes from the last time I was here. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have regarding the regulations.
Any questions at this time?
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you so much. We'll continue with that. Thank you very much, Vice President Mulvihill. All those in favor?
Second.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Second.
thank you very much. I had heard Dr. Butcher say it. Any other discussion points at this time? Hearing none. All those in favor to accept this at this time, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on, today I present for your consideration at first discussion, the readoption with amendments to Chapter 5, the regulatory equivalency and waiver rules. This chapter establishes the regulatory flexibility for school districts and other programs regulated by the department. And this is one of those rare instances where we get to invite Diane to the table
That's right.
to present, along with Beth Arswell.
Yeah.
And I'll turn it over to them to present the amendments and respond to any questions.
Okay. Good morning, President Goldenberg, Vice President Mulvihill, and members of the State Board of Education. Today, my colleague Beth Auerswald and I would like to share an overview of the readoption with amendments of Chapter 5, the regulatory equivalency and waiver requirements. This chapter is scheduled to sunset on October 6th of 2004. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. Chapter 5 serves to provide regulatory flexibility to school districts and entities that are regulated by the Department of Education through Title 6A of the Administrative Code. As delegated by the State Board, the Commissioner may approve waiver or equivalency requests from school districts to provide effective and efficient programs. No waivers or equivalencies may be granted for certification requirements or special education rules. Further, the department uses these requests to determine rules that require amendment or deletion when a chapter is under revision. Is a request to achieve a requirement through a means that is comparable or effective as current requirement that's currently prescribed in the rules. Okay. And a waiver request is a request to avoid a requirement. When an application is applications on behalf of any Head Start or other preschool provider, if it's applicable. Slide 7 summarizes application data for equivalencies and waiver requests that we've received for the past 16 months. Overall, the department received 155 equivalency and waiver applications. As you can see, this year, so far, 17 applications were received. Approvals are granted for up to 3 years, and districts can reapply if necessary. I'm going to turn the remainder of the program of this presentation over to Beth, who will walk you through proposed amendments that are recommended within Chapter 5.
Good morning. The amendments to Chapter 5 are technical, such as correcting the name of Renaissance School projects, or they will clarify the equivalency and waiver process and make it more efficient. In Section 1.1, we are proposing to add educator preparation programs to the list of entities that were referenced on Slide 6, because educator preparation programs can seek relief from certain rules. We also are proposing to add language stating that the use of school district throughout the chapter refers to each of the entities referenced on Slide 6 and not to only school districts. In section 1.3, which establishes the criteria for an equivalency or waiver, we are proposing to add a rule stating that no equivalencies or waivers related to special education rules in Chapter 14 shall be granted. The provision has been in Chapter 14 for nearly 30 years, but now will be repeated in Chapter 5. The other proposed new rule for this section will state that the department shall not accept any application that seeks relief from state laws or any title of the New Jersey Administrative Code other than Title 6A. Since the commissioner does not have the legal authority to waive provisions in state law or in other agencies' regulations, the proposed new rule will make the equivalency and waiver process more efficient. Section 1.4 sets forth the process and required components for equivalency applications, while Section 1.5 establishes the same for waiver applications. The two sections contain many of the same provisions, and the following proposed amendments will apply to both sections. We are proposing to add "or the commissioner's designee" to reflect that there are limited circumstances under which the commissioner does not render the final decision regarding an equivalency or waiver application. Another proposed amendment to the two sections will require the chief school administrator to submit the application to the executive county superintendent and to include the approved board resolution or other documentation indicating the board's approval of the equivalency or waiver application. Boards already are required to approve the application, so submission of the resolution or other documentation will save time since we will not have to independently verify the board's approval of the application. We also are proposing to amend the two sections to state that the executive county superintendent will review the submitted application for compliance with Section 1.3 and will forward the application to the State Board office along with the executive county superintendent's recommendation. This reflects current practice and will reinforce that the executive county superintendents provide a recommendation but do not make the final determination regarding an equivalency or waiver application. The last amendment to the two sections states that an educator preparation program shall submit its application directly to the State Board office. This amendment is proposed to clarify the process for educator preparation programs. Lastly, we are proposing one amendment to Section 1.7. The second rule in this section currently states that challenge to an action by a district board of education on the grounds that the action violates school laws shall be pursuant to the controversies and disputes rules in Chapter 3. We are proposing to add, quote, "as that term is defined at NJAC 6A:3-1.2 after District Board of Education to clarify which entities are subject to the provisions in Chapter 3.
Thank you. And do you have any questions for us about this rulemaking?
Thank you. Any questions at this time?
Ron, I have a lot of questions as well.
We're so happy
can
to
talk
see you both
offline.
here.
No, I think to the public.
No.
My cell phone is off limits.
Is this a good time for us to
So,
heckle
getting back
or
to
harass
this.
Diane?
Any questions about regulatory equivalency and waiver first, at our first discussion? Hearing none, is there a proposal from the board to consider moving this next month to proposal level, as these amendments are quite technical in nature and do not represent any change in educational policy? Could I have a motion if that's, could you
So moved.
state it, please? Thank you. Thank you very much, Board Member Bennett. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you very much, Dr. Butcher. Thank you. All those in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you very much. Great job.
Thank you.
And now we'll continue with, there is not a work session except for open topic next that we have beginning at 2:00. Is there any new business? Hearing none. May I please have a motion to adjourn? Thank you. May I please have a second?
Second.
Thank you very much. All those in favor for adjournment, please say aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much. This
I
is
don't
the
think they can hear
earliest
us,
we've
Fatima.
gotten done.